Hey guys, it's me, Kristian.
It's me, Jomel.
We're gonna go through "Am I the Asshole Filtered," which is apparently the best of the best. Figure out who the real assholes in society are. So, am I the asshole for not going to my sister's child-free wedding? Let's start with this. I don't even want to read this. I just want to talk about this topic. I think not going to people's child-free weddings is completely fine on both parties. I don't think there's any assholes with it.
No, yeah, it's respectable, you know. I guess I'm team child-free weddings, personally.
There's two sides of it, though. So if you're the side that's team child-free, that's fine. I can understand because maybe it's hard to keep up with them. There's more of a body count. You don't want to feed them all and take care of them all and whatever. I get that. And you're okay because it's your wedding. You can do whatever you want. But on the flip side, whoever's going to these weddings shouldn't feel obligated to go to them if they have a kid, and they shouldn't feel a need to like, oh, I got to find a babysitter. I need to find other people to watch my kid, especially if it's like a destination wedding or some shit like that, you know?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I don't think there's any assholes in that situation. Am I the asshole for refusing to contact a restaurant about an unwanted curry? I don't even know what this means.
Yeah, break it down. Okay.
So am I the asshole voted these people not the asshole, but it seems like it's a good mix of 60 to 30. So am I the asshole for refusing to contact a restaurant about an unwanted curry? My girlfriend is making me feel fucking insane right now, so I need a reality check ASAP before I explode. My girlfriend came over to dinner at my apartment tonight, and we ordered Thai. When we got it, there was a curry dish that neither of us ordered. I double-checked the receipt, and I wasn't charged for it, so I was like, sweet, free food. She told me I should call the restaurant, and I said, fuck that. They're fuck up. Why should I spend a second thinking about it? And she said the curry could be for someone else's, and they could fix that mistake if I called. I told her she was being ridiculous, and that if someone didn't get their fucking curry, they could call the restaurant themselves, and that it wasn't my problem. She got all pissy and said I had a moral obligation.
Okay. I think I get what's going on.
I get what's going on already, but holy shit, I've never met anybody that's more not the asshole in my entire life.
Yeah, like, I feel like this is something like could happen to anybody, and I don't think it would be such a pressing issue, you know, if you happen to get gotten free food and you weren't charged for it, you know?
Dude, it happens all the time. Are you telling me every time you don't get your exactly what's on your meal, good or bad, you call them up and you fucking tell them, listen, man, this reminds me of when I was 9 and I fucking accidentally slipped a pack of gum in my pocket, and then I made my ma drive me back to the fucking store to give the gum back. It's like, we're not 9 anymore. Just let a restaurant fuck up and pay for their mistake.
Yeah, right. Like the guy said, if somebody's missing curry in their order, they'll obviously call the restaurant. That's a whole independent thing that you, as a current party, aren't necessarily involved in, you know?
Yeah, you're not the one that's taking food out of their mouths. The restaurant is. She's acting like if you brought this curry back to the restaurant, you're literally going to feed a starving family that didn't get their curry. That's not how it works. What do they call that in retail terms? Like, isn't that breakage? You got to budget some money in there for breakage or missed orders.
What's the update? Let's see. Let's read the update.
Before we didn't finish it. So I kind of like the way that he phrased this. So I'm not kidding. Those were the exact words she used. Moral obligation to let the restaurant know. I told her that she has to be kidding. But if she wanted to call a restaurant, she was more than fucking welcome to. She obviously didn't want to do that because who the fuck would, and just sulked, ate quickly, and left. Oh, God. She seems like the type of person that, like, is really high and mighty and on her high horse, but, like, when it comes to actually doing something, like someone who has all these, like, political beliefs, but that doesn't actually do anything about them and just cries all day.
It's the whole, like, you go, talk the talk, but can you walk the walk kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or, like, back your words up with action.
Yeah, like, be the change that you seek in the world. Don't make other people change for, like, she didn't even call him.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like he was stopping her. You know, she was welcome to do the whole call or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, granted, there is that level of shame that he's like, yeah, if you want to call her and be an idiot, then go ahead and call her. All right, so I'm going to say maybe he didn't react the best way in this situation. I get that because you could be in the right and still be an asshole. And this guy, as of right now, he seems like he probably could be an asshole.
Yeah, like maybe an attitude. You know, maybe if he was a little bit more reasonable in the way he was talking, you know, expressing it, it'd probably be less of a issue, you know?
Just communicate a little better. But he's not wrong.
No, not at all.
I think she's off her fucking rocker, but I'm here to ask the moral philosophers on this sub if informing the restaurant about a fuck up is actually a moral obligation. Quick answers preferred, because if I'm the asshole, which I sincerely doubt I am, obviously, I'll apologize. Update. Last night while I was in the middle of writing another defensive comment here, I realized how pathetic I was being. Arguing with strangers on the internet instead of actually being with my girl who I love to death. I called her and I apologized. Told her she was right about the whole thing and that I acted like a complete dick. She said she was sorry that she felt I had backed her into a corner with my initial reaction that she was just being stubborn. We're both stubborn people, so now I completely get it. We laughed at the moral obligation comment and that was it. We're all good now. This is exactly how people should solve their problems in real life. Wow.
Like, reflect, discuss, and move on.
Yeah, that's it. Both sides were a little fucking fucked up. She was being stubborn. He was being kind of a dick about it. And then they both kind of just laughed about it and said, I guess we're both idiots.
Yeah, not taking it too seriously at this point.
Good for them, honestly.
My question is if the curry was good, so.
At that point, can you even enjoy your food? You're in this heated argument.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to make good curry go to waste.
Have you ever angrily eaten a really good dish and just not enjoyed it at all?
In the beginning, but then usually the food kind of helps me settle down. The comfort part of eating would help in that kind of sense, you know. I never stayed mad throughout a whole meal.
Oh,
only in the beginning, but then I'd be like, oh, you know what? This is good food. I'm calming down. Yeah, exactly.
I can't stay mad at you, curry.
Exactly. I mean, I'm a big fan of curry too. So, like, maybe the first couple of bites, I'd be, munching away. But then after a while, I'll be like, it's not bad. Maybe I should call her back.
What's your favorite type of curry?
I'm only familiar with the standard curry. I guess
Indian curry?
Oh, yeah, Indian curry, yeah.
Because a lot of people eat Thai curry too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm more familiar with Indian curry. I used to have like spices, like actually like hand ground spices, like a curry spice, and I made my curry with just that. So amazing. Like nothing, it wasn't from the store or anything. Like we actually like ground a bunch of like spices together as like a curry like a curry powder.
Oh, gotcha.
So I had like a baggie of that, and that lasted me like maybe a month and a half or so. Depending how often I had it, but it made my curry.
That shit was just seeping through your pores, man.
Yeah, I know, but it made my curry really like almost like very authentic because it was like just fresh spices that were ground up.
That's what I've always wanted to do, just like actually go and like dehydrate all the herbs and put them in a fucking mortar and pestle and stuff. Yeah, and. I don't know if it actually makes it taste better, but according to you, it does. So.
Oh yeah, I definitely recommend it.
Cool.
I don't think he's an asshole though.
I think they're both assholes.
Like in the moment.
Yeah, like I think she was an asshole because she was like she mentioned she was a little stubborn. Fucking started talking about a moral compass when it comes to returning a curry dish that was accidentally sent to him. That's a little assholeish. And then he was an asshole for how he responded to it. So I think they're both assholes. They realized they were assholes and then they kissed and made up and everybody's happy. So am I the asshole because I got mad that my wife took our 4-year-old daughter into the ocean without a life vest? Let's check this one out.
I feel like this one should be obvious.
I hate the ocean and fear it. I'm not a strong swimmer and have had bad experience. I already know where this one's going. My wife grew up going to the beach and she loves it. Today, my daughter and I were having a great time jumping and splashing in the surf. My daughter had no desire to go out further, but my wife picked her up and walked about 20 yards holding her in her arms. I was terrified the whole time. I watched it and it completely ruined my mood for the rest of the day. I know my wife is a good swimmer, but shit happens and there are no do-overs when it comes to my daughter's life. Now my wife acts like I'm overreacting and I'm the jerk for getting upset about it. Thoughts? The water was up to my wife's chest neck, not waist deep as some are assuming.
I mean, this is like a parenting like discussion here.
That's true, but also I'm going to make an assumption at what the comments are. Just because you have a fear of it doesn't mean you should project that onto people that, like, just because you're terrified of the deep sea doesn't mean everybody else should. And she still had footing on the ground. Like, it's not like she...
Like deep ocean or anything.
Yeah, she wasn't like deep sea fucking like trying to stay afloat while managing this baby.
Right.
And it's a 4-year-old. It'd probably be fine. I don't know if there's crashing waves and whatnot, but...
I mean, it seemed like they were still close to the beach, in proximity, just by what the water was, still visible by the beach and all that.
He's the only one that was mad about it. It's not like she was gonna die. It was like this. So, oh shit, she fell. Just pick her up and she'll sneeze out some water for a little bit. Like,
going back to the actual initial question at hand. I mean, I think it would have been better if she had a life vest on, just as a default,
Yeah, maybe some floaties or something like that, but
standard stuff. From what it sounds like, I guess he was very concerned about it. So I feel like that's something they should have talked about. Just like, have her like a little vest or like, some like floaty wings or something to like as a precaution in general.
And from her point of view, like you mentioned, maybe that is something they should have discussed, because she probably knows about the guy's fear of water if she's his partner. So maybe she should have done a little bit of a better job at making him feel comfortable because he has an irrational fear, and have some like empathy for that, versus not just saying like, fuck you, like whatever. Because like everybody has irrational fears, but it's up to you to like comfort your partner.
Yeah. Or even just, just be more open dialogue about it. And also, I guess I'm going back to the whole floaty bit. I feel like that also made, the daughter comfortable too. Because he said that she didn't have too much of a desire, but like if she just wrapped up in like a little donut or something, I feel like that would have been more of a motivator for her to like, float out there for a little bit.
I don't think that she had an opinion either way, though. I don't think the daughter actively said, hey, can we please go out 20 feet? But like, I don't think she was like, I don't want to go out 20, because it wasn't even something she considered. She was just having fun at the beach, you know? And she was like, hey, you want to go in the deep? And it was like, sure, I guess. And then they went, and then everybody was fine, except for the guy who was throwing like a temper tantrum by the fucking shore. I agree. Like, you are the asshole. I would say if we're to put percentages on who the asshole is in this one, I'd probably put like 70-30 on him.
I'd agree with that.
I mean, he is clearly the asshole here, but I don't think that he's the worst person in existence, because she probably could have handled it a little better too.
Definitely.
Am I the asshole for not wanting a gamer bedroom?
For not wanting a gamer bedroom? How's that?
Not wanting a gamer bedroom.
All right. I'm curious about this one.
My boyfriend and I are mid-20s and planning to move in soon. My boyfriend insists on hanging up shelves and posters for his Star Wars and anime stuff, but I don't want to have a bedroom that is cluttered and feels like a teenage boy room, so I suggested he can have a closet dedicated to those items where he can display them. A closet?
Not really. Yeah, it's not a display room,
Yeah, nobody goes in there except for him, so it's not really a display.
It's like a shrine at that point.
Yeah, that's kind of pathetic. He could have a closet dedicated to those items where he can display them, or a garage area. He got really upset at this idea and said he doesn't want his game stuff in a closet because he wants it out into the open. So he suggested we can get a 2-bedroom, and one room will be for his gamer stuff. That's a good that's a good thing. I told him he can do so if he wants to hut. He would have to pay extra for that extra bedroom. He said that's unfair because I'm the one who's preventing him from displaying his gamer items in the bedroom, so I should pay equally for a second room. But I pointed he would be getting 1.5 rooms in that case, since we are sharing a bedroom. I even said I'd compromise if he can find decor items he likes in his gamer theme but goes with the rest of the decor, or can fond a... Is it me, or is this really hard to read?
It's there's some typos and weird grammar issues here.
It's one of those things where you don't realize that you're having a hard time reading it until you're just like stumbling over your words. I'm like, there's something wrong here. I even said I'd compromise if he can find decor items that he likes in his gamer theme but goes with the rest of the decor, or can find a way to tastefully display his things. But he says he doesn't want to do that since I'd never be happy anyways. Am I the asshole here for not wanting a gamer bedroom? I'm wondering if I'm really out of line. There's a perfect bell curve here for not the asshole, you're the asshole, and no assholes here. Do you think either one of them are more the asshole than the other?
I don't know. I've got a question about like the payment part of it. Like, I mean, I've got no experience when it comes to this kind of stuff. I feel like you would be better to input some opinion about that in terms of how this is being suggested.
So how it would work is, let's say your rent is $1,000.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how they would split it up. If you're asking me, I don't think many people would know. So let's say there's 2 bedrooms, a living room, and a kitchen, and then they just divide it by 4, I guess. And then
I assume they just divided it by the person. Like if there's 2 of them, you divide them
it in half. But that's what a normal person would think of. But she's saying, listen, guy, if you want a gamer room, you got to pay for it, and you're going to be paying for that extra bedroom. So I guess he would end up paying like 3/4 of the rent, and she would only be paying like a quarter of it. I don't get it.
I don't get where her line of thinking was. I feel like it was just, you've got more rooms, right? You don't pay by the room, you pay by the whole unit.
It's really just pettiness from both sides. And I'm not saying that like anybody could be exempt, because like Lauren and we've had disagreements on certain decor choices, and it gets like that sometimes. This is just like a normal argument for a couple to have, in my opinion.
Sounds like it.
I'm sure you can get some like more art pieces that have to do with gaming related stuff. Maybe you could display a few figurines, maybe not a whole fucking room of them. Like, I think there's ways to skirt around the issue, but it sounds like both of them are pretty hard-headed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Not that bad, though. What do you think?
No, not too bad. Definitely, I mean, a good conversation between the two of them would just do it justice. Like, really just lay it out. And then depending on what they want in terms of the extra room situation, or just compromise and just have a, I don't know, dedicated corner for like all of his stuff. Tasteful, where it's not too cluttered, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
So it's,
I think you just need some time to cool down.
Yeah, definitely.
Am I the asshole for considering me dog equal? Is it Mr. Krabs? Am I the asshole for considering me dog equal and important as my sister's son?
So
yeah, so like your nephew. Why? There's a word for that. Why didn't she use it?
Yeah, right. So essentially, treating your dog the same as your nephew.
I'm not saying treat him the same, because one's a dog and one's a person. You don't go up to the person. Woo! Does that feel good, little dude? There's 6 edits. 5 edits. In a recent conversation with my family, I admitted I love my dog and my nephew both endlessly. At least you figured out what the word nephew was post.
Right.
To me, they are the same, members of the family. My sister flipped out, essentially saying I'm crazy and it's wrong to say that they are equal in my eyes. She says I don't see a problem. There's something wrong with me. She keeps bringing this up and it's getting annoying. To me, if we all lived in the same house and it caught on fire, I'd be focused to find both dog and baby in that order. I knew it in my heart I would look for my dog first because he is my best friend, my reason to wake up, etc. And knowing the fact that baby has 2 parents would likely look for the kid first. Reddit, tell me if I'm twisted. To me, she is twisted for essentially saying my family is not as valuable as hers. Edit, a lot of people are not reading. I said I would look for my dog first, then the kid. My dog usually sleeps with me. The kid is in another room. I would give up my life to go. This is such a stupid fucking hypothetical.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is definitely like, was it? I don't. Correct me if I'm using this improper, but I feel like this is a giant like gaslighting situation. Or
I wouldn't say gaslighting, but like, did you see that Facebook trend where they were having girls ask their boyfriends, would you still love me if I was a worm?
Oh,
and
yeah.
And then like, if they don't say that they love them, they get mad and stuff like that. This is just like one of those weird hypotheticals that like
just for argument's sake?
Yeah, just for argument's sake.
But once people start arguing details and specifics and hypotheticals, that's when this is an issue.
That's when it went off the rails. Oh, well, I would save my dog first because he sleeps in the same room as me. I can't even go to the other room to find you. So it's like, dude, come on, man. The second you get to that point, you're just arguing like
I would have been fine with just that first sentence and we're good with it. We treat life equally, that kind of thing. But once you start asking for details and once you start elaborating on those details.
Yeah, but like, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily, life is life. Let's be honest. Like, a human life is a little more important than a dog's life. No offense. I love my cats more than anything in the world. But if I was choosing between my nieces and my cats, I'd probably choose my nieces. No offense, Lulu.
I mean, I feel like your cats would be able to get out on their own.
Probably not.
No.
They're not that good.
Like survival instincts?
Yeah. Like, do they know about how to get out of a fire?
I mean, I'd assume they would know a fire is pretty dangerous and they would just bolt.
What do you do? Leave a window open for them and hope that they find it and do the right thing? They never went through like fire safety. That's
true. Because I'm only operating on the assumption that most animals kind of go off of a survival instinct and they just gun it to whatever open like window or door that's available to them.
I mean, you'd hope so, but like you hear that animals die in fires all the time. I think you're overestimating this cat's survival instinct a little bit.
I see.
Here's the thing. That's never going to happen. Because my cats and my nieces are pretty much never going to be in a situation, 1, where they're even in the same house, but 2, where they're going to be going down in a blaze.
Right. So, very specific situation.
So, like, why get mad over talking about it?
I think it was just kind of blown out of proportion.
Let's see how deep they take this, though. She mentioned that she would look for the kid before leaving the house, but after confirming that her dog is with her. A lot of you are saying I'm the asshole for telling me sister. Why does she keep saying things like Mr. Krabs, dude?
Right.
A lot of you are saying I'm the asshole for telling me sister that burning house scenario. Except I never told her that scenario. It's a scenario I played in my head and kept to myself, but it's my honest reaction. All I said is I love my dog and my nephew equally and endlessly, to which she got offended. I really appreciate you guys thinking closely, and it seems like the current score says I am the asshole. I want to let this marinate and look at the top voted comments. Right now, it seems people are not allowed to say they love their dogs as much as their niece and nephew.
Conversation would have been fine and over after that first sentence. We didn't need to delve deep.
Do you have nieces or nephews, Jomel?
No, I do not. I've got a younger cousin who's about like 12. So, and I have no pets of
you
my
ever
own.
had a family pet that you were very attached to?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Or
This
I
one
can't-
lays
Yeah, I can't relate too much.
flat on you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Am I the asshole for refusing to remove a scary welcome mat from outside my door? I live in an apartment complex. I was never really familiar with any of my neighbors as I pretty much kept myself. She kept herself. A friend of mine, as a joke, got me a welcome mat with Pennywise the clown from the movie It. It's kind of a 3D mat that shows you falling into a hole with Pennywise waiting for you at the bottom. I should specify that this friend recently passed away, so this mat is somewhat sentimental to me. I got a knock at my door, and a woman who lives in the same building as me. She said she asked me to change my welcome mat because it scared her kids. I told her it was given to me. It was given to me by a friend who passed away recently, and it's fundamental value to us. And closed the door. She complained to the leasing office that the manager called me. I told him the situation and asked him what lease clause am I violating. He was tongue-tied. I said, tell me which clause I'm violating and I will remove it, and he hung up. Am I the asshole? Ah, man. What do you think, Jomel?
Honestly, I don't think so. Can we just be mature and just kind of move on with our lives? You know.
Well, I mean, there's a rock and a hard place here, though. Like,
Yeah.
their kids think it's scary. She has a connection to it. Who budges?
I gotta see how scary this is, because like, if it was like during Halloween, I can see it being. I wouldn't see that as an issue. However, if it's like a year-round thing, kind of weird, but I don't think it's too much of an issue.
I think they need to just tell their kids, like, dude, just fucking grow up. It's a welcome mat. Dude, you guys need to fucking stop crying and just like go to fucking school and just don't look at the mat. It's a fucking floor mat. It's not gonna go and get you.
Yeah, like it's not impeding in their lives in any way. It's just, oh, that kind of spooked me, and then move on.
They're kids, they're not idiots. Yeah, this is like one of those parents that just like wants to make sure to hide their child from every single fear of the outside world. Which it's a fucking floor mat, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Pennywise doesn't exist. I mean, it's up to you to really teach your kid that Pennywise does not exist. And how often do they fucking walk past it? Is this like a thing on the way there? Or?
Well, they're a neighbor apparently. I think. Oh, yeah, they're probably like in the same hallway or something, and they walk past their door every now and then, and they see the mat and like, ooh, spooky.
My
You know?
guess is let's say they're on like a third floor of like a 3 flat, and then they go to a second floor, and the second floor is where the second apartment is, and they
okay.
see the round hole thing. So maybe that's the case, and the kids see it when they're walking down, and they get freaked out. They're the asshole, but there's almost equal people calling them not the assholes, and then 5% is saying that there's no assholes here. Let's see some of the comments. Am I technically violating my lease agreement? I agree with that. Like, I hate how she kind of Karened it up by speaking to the leasing office. Like, where in the clause does it say that I'm violating my lease? I do feel that the parent should probably talk to their kid about scary welcome mats, because like, how do they go out during Halloween? Do they just not?
But yeah, I guess they don't think Halloween exists or something. They keep them from experiencing the spooks.
My kids are never gonna know that there's a skeleton inside of them. I'm a grown adult and I would get chills if I had to walk. Bro, who the fuck? Who the fuck is in this thread, dude?
Apparently, children.
Yeah, like at that point, just maintain the peace and put it inside or something like that. Being a good neighbor, just like fucking don't shit where you sleep at the end of the day. If you're gonna make enemies, don't fucking do it with your neighbor that lives right next to you and cause all this hostility because of a fucking welcome mat, bro. Like, there's gonna be other times. You're not gonna be at this apartment forever, and neither are they, most likely. So when one of you guys leaves, just put the welcome mat out next time. Like, it doesn't mean you have to throw it away. Just don't keep it here. Never mind. I say that they are the asshole.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they are the asshole. I don't think they like, just put it away. Don't be petty. She's being petty. The other one's being a little petty, but at least she has a reason for it. There's other things that you can remember your dead friend by. You don't have to be a fucking Pennywise welcome mat. It's like if I got you a big dragon dildo and I died, are you gonna display it everywhere?
I think there's a level of like severity when it comes to certain items. I don't think a Pennywise mat is comparable to a dragon dildo.
To this fucking lady, this is that severe, bro. These kids are scarred for life. This fucking adult right here said, bro, I'm a fucking adult and I would get chills if I had to walk by and look at that every day. Fucking actual chills.
I mean, I get chills too if I saw a dragon dildo just hanging on someone's door.
The
Just, you know,
same. See, they're one and the same. You gotta do one of these.
yeah, exactly. Good old suction cup, you know. Oh, you know,
Yep.
it's a dragon dildo. You're gonna have to two hand that shit.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, those are massive. Like
You gotta
those are
gorilla glue that fucker.
big chungus. See, that's a little bit more reasonable to be concerned about. A big old schlong on someone's, you know, your neighbor's door. But I mean, I'm also down for the peace. It's like you said, it's not too much effort to like have it inside or just putting it away within the confines of your own home.
And like this guy said, just frame it and hang it in your apartment.
Yeah, you will not get another gift from your friend who has passed. So it's a good way to, you know, have a memorial.
Or just put it inside, bro. It's
Yeah.
not that big of a deal.
Because there are inside welcome mats, so you can
Uh-huh.
have that be a thing.
Yeah.